Alright guys, I thought I'd get to it in making the Palm Pre review, so that's good. Anyways, so let's start off here. So this is the Palm Pre on AT&T. I did the unboxing video, which to be honest with you guys, to the making of this video, or at this point I still haven't uploaded. And wow, I'm lazy. Wow. And hopefully we won't have to cut this off at 10 minutes, because I believe YouTube's new limit is 15 minutes now. Woo! 5 more minutes. And there you can see me. Yes, my hair is kind of wet. I kind of just got out of the shower. Anyways, so here we have the device. Noticeable differences compared to the Palm Pre. This is the Palm Pre Plus. Is the only main difference you'll notice on the outside is there's no circle, the home button. The Sprint Palm Pre, which is just the Palm Pre, had a little circle. It was a home button. It was not a trackball or anything. It was just a click home button. And then on the keyboard on the Palm Pre, this button here, the white squared one right there, was actually orange. You know, like the keys that it would, well, how do you say, go along with were orange as well. So the numbers were also orange, and the little symbols that when you press this button it would, you know, type, those were orange on the keyboard. But that's pretty much it with the differences between the Palm Pre and the Palm Pre Plus. Excuse the noises upstairs if you can hear that. Anyways, so if we take a look at the front here, we have a sorry about that, it has a what am I gonna say? 3.1 inch capacitive touchscreen right here. Really nice screen. But one thing to note about it, you know how in some touchscreen devices, you can see those little dots on the screen. You can actually see that if you look close enough on the screen, which when you have it on like white web pages or white screens, you can actually see the little dots on the screen, but they're you can barely notice them, so it's not a big deal. You know, it's not like with the iPhone and iPod Touch where you can't see that. Deal with this. Other than that, underneath the touchscreen is actually a gesture area. Before with the circle there, you know, you'd have to use the top area up here. I actually kind of like it without the button, because you got this whole area just to swipe your finger and use the touchscreen or the gesture area. And there's the little mouthpiece, you know, where you talk into, and the headpiece or the headset or whatever you call it, where you can hear people talk, is up here. On the side here this is where the mini USB port is, or micro, one or the other, can't remember. Slot is right there. That's where you plug it into. It's a USB port. Plug it into your computer or plug it into the charging port. So that comes a little cover. This cover is kind of flimsy. I don't know if it feels like it's gonna fall off soon, but I think it should stay in. I don't know. But and sorry if the camera's not completely focused. It's kind of retarded. I might get a new one soon. Here's the power/lock button, you know, similar to on top of the, you know, iPhone, iPod Touch, if you're familiar with that generation and whatnot. Next to it's the vibration lock. You can just see it. Told me it locked it. Ooh, I just got some messages. And we lock it again. It, you know, goes back to that we have. Thanks. Here we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it does come with them like these. I do have them wrapped up again. I just put them back away. Don't want them to be a big sprawled out mess. I was using them earlier. To this side we have the volume rocker, which is actually quite unique. Instead of on like the iPhone, I think the volume thing just controls the whole thing. Whenever you're not like using an application that uses sound, it just controls the ringtone. And then when you're using a program that's using the output music or out your headphones, it starts controlling that. It's kind of interesting. On the bottoms is the battery release. You have to press down on it, then like run your fingers across this. See if I can do it. There we go. And there we have it. It says Palm, and there's the SIM card thing. and this is a little battery door. You know, pull it out, the battery comes out, and I don't really want to do it. And here's the back. It says Palm, and it's this nice smooth feeling, which is another thing I forgot to mention between the Palm Pre and Palm Pre Plus. The Palm Pre had like the front, this glossy, piano-y black type feel. The Palm Pre Plus has this nice smooth feeling, and it doesn't leave fingerprints at all, of course, which is great. I love this so much better than it would be glossy, because you know, your hands get all sweaty and then it would make fingerprints everywhere, and it'd drive me crazy because I hate having fingerprints on my things. Because like on this thing, I'm always constantly wiping the front of the screen off here. If there's something on there, it bothers the hell out of me. But so I like that. There's a speaker up there in the corner, right corner. Here's the 3 megapixel camera and LED flash, so that's always nice, very nice. It's a pebbly-like design, big circle around a circle, and compared to the this is not an iPhone, this is a iPod Touch 3rd generation, 32 gig. These big, it's, you know, the iPhone's more of a squarish rectangle. This one's more of a roundish rectangle. Well, it's rounded, but you know what I mean. Pebbly. And then it's pretty smooth, but then if you fold it out, you know, it curves itself. You've probably heard that before, because it brings out the QWERTY keyboard that it has. It's only a landscape one, which, you know, you'd think you wouldn't like, but I actually kind of like it. You know, I was used to the whole iPhone on-screen keyboard setup, and then I went to this. You know, it took a while to get used to, but now I'm fooled when I use this sometimes, and I'm like, oh, oops, no, can't do that. And same thing with the gesture. I'm always like, oh, oops, never mind, can't do that. But so it's keyboard. Keyboard's nice. It's actually, you know, like I said, it's I like it actually. I'm surprised, but. You know, sometimes it's hard, and especially when you're like laying in bed, and then it's like really hard to hold the phone up. It sometimes makes it top heavy, but that's with a lot of devices. So that's the actually when you pull it out, it makes a little mirror. So I guess that's like high there. It's kind of like the you know, sometimes the cameras on phones have these little round things with metal, kind of like a self-portrait mirror. I guess that would be like this one here, but it kind of works, because but the camera's way down here, so you're looking up there, so you kind of look like you're looking upwards. But so, all right, let's take a look at the webOS system. I might have to switch to a different camera because the other one can focus pretty good on screen.
So we switched to this camera for the on-screen view of the operating system, which is webOS. This version is 1.4.2 as of this video. And excuse if the audio quality isn't the greatest on here. This microphone is kind of goofy sometimes, but here we have the Wi-Fi, the bar, signal strength, and the battery. Actually, if you just tap it, it brings down a little drop-down menu, and you can access everything. You can see your battery percentage, the day, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth on and off, and turn your airplane mode on. Which across the bottom we got a launcher, or maybe this is called the launcher. You know, I don't know the classified names for everything, but we'll just call it the dock for in this video. So in the dock you have 5 icons, 4 of them in which you can change, move to anything you want. You just hold down, you get a big thing, you get a big circle around it. Oops, just hit the notification. See that circle? You can barely see it, but the first one I have is the call, because you know it's a phone, yeah, after all. Turn it up. And I just typed in random nothingness. You hit this one, you can enter your contacts numbers. This one calls your voicemail, but I can't connect right now, of course. And this one has the previous calls and everything else. Missed calls, your call list, all that fun stuff. Here we have the email client. It's really nice. You can have multiple email accounts. I believe that did this before the iPhone's iOS 4 update. So this one's always been able to do the multiple accounts, and which I'm hitting the wrong button here. I don't want to favorite you. Anyways, I'm just typing random everything. As you can see, I got 3 email accounts set up in here. Calendar, I like to have things set in here, organize things up a little bit. I already did that, so I should be done. You switch, there's work, stuff like that. It's calendar. Here I have web. I put web. I believe contacts was down there by default, but I have web. And the web browser is just called web. It opens up and you got these little bookmarks that are like similar to like speed dial in a lot of web browsers. And it's really nice. You just want to type something in. Let's say we want to go to my website. And I can upload pictures, and there it is, right there. Thing on my iPad, which will probably come on here soon. You can see I got a notification down here. It's a to-do list thing. But my internet is being slow, so we'll just load. Let's see, it's load DBNet. They're a mobile formatted website. There we go. You got their iPhone stylish thing, but it picks it up on the Palm Pre just fine. So you can see my stuff here. The web browser works really nice. I like it a lot. You can zoom in, pinch, zoom. You want to just double tap. It works just like the iPhones. So a lot of ones that a lot of other mobile browsers don't work like the iPhone, which is a shame. This one does. It's really nice. And the little up arrow brings up the launcher. You can also do that by swiping from the gesture area up, and it comes up as well. Excuse me there. The launcher is broken down to like 3 pages, kind of like how you page between the iPhone apps. But it's also a little different. You can also scroll down. And as you can see, I got a lot of apps down here. I kind of got, my basic apps up here, and then plus the downloaded apps and installed. The next one over is kind of like my system phone apps, like the built-in, the app catalog, contacts, the maps, the navigator, calculator, stuff like that. Then this last page is basically for your settings. It's kind of cool. You don't have to click settings and view all that by this. You can quickly jump to settings. It's really nice. And I have a couple added on one. This is Switcheroo. This changes the wallpaper every so many minutes or seconds you want. This is actually a homebrew app. It's not available in the app catalog yet. I'm not sure if it will be. And another thing, you don't need to jailbreak it to get into your own homebrew apps on here, so it's kind of cool. But we'll look at some of the built-in things here. Here we have the clock. It's a basic clock, but it looks real nice. This one kind of reminds me of the style of the clock. Kind of, is like the HTC's Sense UI, their clock they put over top the Android operating system, and they put on Windows Mobile. And every app has this little tab menu. It's kind of like a computer. It's really nice. I like that, how they do that. It saves screen space. But we can change between themed and digital, or change the theme of the clock with analog and digital. And their analog clock is kind of nifty as well. It shows the hour there, and then the minute there, and the seconds go around in the little corner. It's really cool.